welcome to At the Disney Movies with the Hearts.
I'm Kelly.
I'm David.
And this week, if you enjoy movies that were originally made for TV, but you spent money to see them in the theaters and were highly disappointed, this is for you.
Doug's first movie.
From 1999.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself for the biggest adventure of Doug's life. It's Doug's first movie. Skeeter!
This is just a total watered-down bastardization.
Correct, sir.
I can't make any comment on that because I don't think I ever saw the show, which I don't know how this passed me by.
Well, hang on. There's the show, and then there's the real show. So the real show was on Nickelodeon from 1991 to 1994. And then it was off the air for a long time. It got bought by Disney and turned into garbage.
Oh, like, well, how was the original? What is the biggest differences and why they was so much different on? Because I didn't watch either one.
The voice of Doug was different, which is a huge difference because the dude that used to voice Doug was the guy who voices Fry in Futurama and Ren and Stimpy.
These stinky weights might have been okay for Chalky, but I only had 24 hours left to get into top floor.
He was a good voice, and the original writer was really good.
Oh, it's
and
not even the same writer?
Well, he wrote a little bit on this, or I think they just might have just given him credit.
Well, the Jim Jenkins guy, he was just characters.
Yeah, but he
didn't do any writing on this.
Yeah, I know, but they listed him as a writer. But Jim Jenkins and Joe Aaron were the original guys. And it was much better as a TV show. It was pretty good. You know, it was really relatable, teen, and funny, and fun. And the Disney version just sucks. So bad.
Did you ever watch it when it went to Disney Channel?
I think I saw a few episodes and was like, ew, this is drag.
This is horrible.
Yes, it is horrible.
No, it's horrible. What happened to her?
It's horrible. Even though I was old then, but I was still like, wait, they're making new Dougs? Like, what's going on here?
So, I wonder if Disney Plus has the old Dougs, the Nickelodeon Dougs.
They do not. Just based on what we saw on the TV, it wasn't the right years. I would bet you Paramount Plus would have the original Dougs if anybody has it.
Because I would be curious, because
Original Doug is good.
I knew about the Patty Mayonnaise thing, because that's kind of like a cult. And everybody knows about that.
And she's one of the only original characters that stayed the same voice. Her and BB and Pork Chop.
Well, Pork Chop is the guy who voiced Skeeter? That's the same person.
But Skeeter didn't voice Skeeter before.
Oh, okay, so the guy who voiced Skeeter is different from the original TV show, too?
Yeah.
Oh my God. So, 'cause I just was watching it, and I was like, well, this is kind of lame.
And it's they just made it really bad. It
was just really kind of boring.
Yeah, this movie was extremely boring.
I felt like I was watching a really, really long, not funny cartoon.
Yeah, I could not wait for this to be over.
I felt like this was Disney Junior or something. It was very
it was bad. And you gotta remember, the original run of the show was just as popular as fucking Rugrats and Rocko's Modern Life.
Well, spoiler, that's why... So this was originally supposed to be straight to video, and because the Rugrats movie was so successful, they decided to release it in theaters.
But they didn't garbage up Rugrats, so,
no, because Rugrats just stayed on Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
And it was a Nickelodeon movie.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, let me read the synopsis really quick.
Yeah, real quick.
Doug's first movie. Family, comedy, animation. When Doug Funny and his friends find a monster living in the woods outside their town, they quickly learn that it's actually friendly. Soon after, they find themselves hunted by bad guys who want to capture the monster for their own evil purposes. In the midst of it all, the school dance is coming up and Doug has to compete with snobby 8th grader Guy Graham for the attentions of Patty Mayonnaise. Will Doug save the monster from the bad guys and still get to take Patty to the Valentine's Day dance?
Oh no, who cares?
Oh my God. And also, was this guy, the character, is he the only 8th grader in the entire school?
I guess, yeah.
Because they're like, he's an upperclassman, so I thought they were in high school this whole time, because he's an upperclassman.
No.
I don't remember ever using the term upperclassman when I was in 6th grade or something.
No, and I think they kind of changed the world of Doug.
That character wasn't in the cartoon?
Oh, hell no.
Oh.
And I don't remember most of the grade issues. Like, a lot of this is just doesn't track for me, and it doesn't track it when you watch it. You're like, what?
I just didn't know what was happening 75% of the time.
That's what I mean.
So I was, oh, okay, I assume that that's Doug's sister. Oh, okay, I assume that that's...
And Doug's sister's hilarious in the original one. She's much more bohemian and more of a bad guy character. And
well, clearly that was just taken out completely.
Yeah, exactly.
She didn't exist. I don't know, because even like when we watched Recess...
We understood what was going on, even though neither of us had seen Recess.
I still liked the movie.
And it was funny. But
and
this
it was
is
still,
not good.
You know, enjoyable.
I aim for this to be the shortest podcast since Freaking Weenie.
All right. So...
That's my aim because this movie sucks.
So the director...
It's just some Irish guy who has never directed anything else, really.
Well, no. He just mainly did animation and storyboard for, like, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Beavis and Butthead movie. But he was just animation.
He's just some Irish guy.
Just some Irish guy.
Who maybe has a show on TV called Newsbag, but it was unclear. It was hard to tell.
But he's really not a director, bottom line.
Yeah, and it shows because this movie is hot garbage on the flames.
One of the main writers, Ken Scarborough, he actually has done quite a lot of writing for TV.
For kids' TV. But somehow he was on SNL writing too.
For a long time.
I don't trust this guy. I think this guy's a garbage bag.
I don't trust this guy.
I don't, because this movie's not funny.
I'm not superstitious, but I am a little stitious.
It was that was confusing to me because Arthur and Curious George, like, okay, this TV, and this seemed way more little kiddish than I feel like Doug was supposed to be. But then he also wrote on SNL, so it was very confusing.
Which he wrote on SNL during a period of time which by many was considered its worst time. Even though there was a lot of good stuff because of Will Ferrell and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the writing was never very strong.
Gotcha.
A lot of more actor-driven.
Gotcha. Speaking of actors, I mean, the only one, honestly, that pretty much most of these people haven't done anything. They've only done...
No.
Except for Constance Schulman, who's Patty. She's one of the best characters in Orange is the New Black. She plays a character called Yoga Jones, who's just like this old hippie yoga lady in jail.
Thank you, darling. This year for the high school reunion, my old home ec teacher, Mrs. Garfunkel, asked me to make the coleslaw. To go easy on the mayo, she's watching her waistline. Mrs. G, I say, welcome to Kraft Life. It's got half the calories and it's cholesterol free.
And she's one of the only originals. Like I said, she was also Patty Mayonnaise in the original show.
Which she sounds like a 60-year-old woman, so I don't know. She has a weird voice.
Even in the original show, Patty's voice was weird, and I think that's what made her stand out.
Gotcha.
It was a really weird voice for like a 6th grade girl or something.
But it also kind of oddly fits in a weird way.
Yeah.
Because in Orange is the New Black, she just does that voice. That's just her voice. Yeah, and it's just a weird, but she's a memorable character.
Yeah, I mean, the rest of the actors, literally not worth talking about.
No, literally all of them, this is all they did was Doug.
One of the other ones, I'll just say, this guy, Chris Phillips, I don't even remember who he played because I didn't write it down, but he was in Carmen Sandiego, which I always have to shout out, Carmen Sandiego.
It's a cartoon?
No, the game show TV show.
Where in the world is
Carmen Sandiego.
Steal their soul inside.
In the 90s that I watched relentlessly.
Oh, because they had kids on there, right? It was a teen game show.
Yeah.
So I had a board game of that.
Yeah.
And you'd stick like little stickers on the back of your color stickers, and other people had to find it. Because weren't you competing? Each of you had your own color stickers.
Always competing, yes.
Yeah. No, that's...
Oh, I loved that game.
Yeah, I had that
I
one.
wanted to be on it so bad.
I'm ready to go in, Coach. Just give me a chance.
But it was like in Washington, D.C. or something.
Oh, no, I mean like a board game.
No, I know the board game. But the TV show that went with the board game.
Oh, was it the same thing? They would stick stickers on the back of it?
No, but it was it had a similar premise.
Gotcha, okay.
Yeah.
And how did you find Carmen Sandiego? That's what I don't understand.
By answering all the trivia questions.
Oh, like were they all geography based?
Oh, yeah.
Oh.
That's why I loved it so much.
Gotcha.
Because I was good at it.
Gotcha. Did you get any fun facts, David?
I already threw one of them out there about Billy West. You already threw one out there as the direct-to-video. My funnest fact I have left is this was the last traditionally animated Disney film.
Oh, before they went to 3D?
To fully digital. This is the last traditionally... And it looks like shit. I mean...
When you say traditionally animated, it's just... I don't think they spent that much time on it.
No.
It just was really bad. The only other one I wrote down was there was originally supposed to be a subplot involving Roger having a crush on Hermione.
See, that would have been good, and that would have played more close to the original one, because Roger is a great villain.
Well, and
he's not even a villain in this movie.
No, I kind of got that.
Oh.
I feel as though they wasted a lot of the characters.
Yes.
They wasted a lot of the characters. Roger's character, BB's character was barely in it.
And she's a big part of it.
What's it, like the twin people? Like they were barely in it.
They're side characters.
It just seemed like Doug's parents were barely in it,
and Doug's parents are good. And that's the weird thing is that, and see, that's why I can't be like, oh, well, I know the Disney series so well. I don't know what the Disney series did with all these people.
Murdered them.
Obviously. But watching this without knowing the story, this just is lame.
It's just
terrible.
It's just bizarre. I don't know. Like, okay, from even like when the movie starts, they're automatically hunting for a monster, and everybody knows they're hunting for a monster, and oh my gosh.
And you automatically know who everybody is. They completely assume you know all the characters,
right,
all the things, and it's like, wait, what?
But I guess who would go see this movie if they, didn't know the show, I guess? Why would you go see the movie if you were just rando?
That's a bad strategy for releasing a movie.
I feel as though they did this a lot back then. They just made every cartoon series have its own movie so that they could just make money and hoping people would go see it.
Yeah, but they did not do this well. Like, Recess worked, this didn't. Maybe they learned from this what to do with Recess.
I don't know, but...
Because Recess kicks ass, and this is awful. And the IP of Doug, I think, is better, but they didn't own the good IP of Doug.
From the very beginning, like when they're, the bully kids are in the swamp and they're going to scare them because they know they're looking for the monster, and it's like, okay. And then they find the monster.
Everybody's scared?
Everybody's scared, but they all run away and Skeeter's fine. But he's still scared of the monster. That's what really didn't make sense to me. It's like, the last shot was you screaming and the monster going, "Rrr,"
so we might as well just get into it because you just described the first 10 minutes of the movie. So, and then after that, there's a weird scene of BB bitching about nobody wanting to plan the dance.
Yeah, nobody wants to plan the dance because this is going into the whole thing about Doug and being obsessed with Patty, even though it seems like she already knows, but she does. It's very strange.
No, it's not even she already knows. They're already
in a relationship.
A couple, a half couple.
They're a cup.
A cup, yeah. A coup. No, they're a coup. A coup. They're a coup. They're just looking for the pull. Couple.
But yeah, Doug has this whole fantasy about how they're going to spend all this time together because planning the dance and this and that.
And can you think of a worse way to woo a chick than planning a dance with her? You're just going to fucking argue and, get shitty with somebody you're trying to do some task like that.
I guess if you really like somebody, you're just trying to figure out any way to spend time with them and be around them.
I just want to smell your hair.
The little of it that there is.
Yeah.
But then you meet Guy, who I assumed was in the TV show because it's just so, assuming that you...
And so, wait, he could have been, but I really don't think so.
Because he's a guy named Guy.
Guy. Because the real enemy in the TV show was Roger, not Guy.
Guy.
Guy. We're Canadian.
I told ya. Now kiss me.
Is this a Canadian show?
No. I'm just going to call him Guy because I hate Guy.
What a guy. He's just a gross, apparently upperclassman, even though that just means 8th grader.
Yeah, so he's just getting rapey with the younger, more innocent, naive underclassmen.
Which, it's just... And the fact that he doesn't have any friends and no one else is around, it's really strange. He's
Which is always why I say that all schools should be K through 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 to keep the rapies as low as possible.
It's just weird. It's like we're watching a young creepy Teddy in the making from Ice Princess.
Yeah, that's a good way to put that.
I'm just saying, because, like, what are you doing?
He has an in with the town rich guy who's probably...
His dad?
Like, Teddy's dad is probably rich, with the Kim Cattrall thing.
This is actually Teddy.
This is just Teddy. It's just Teddy without ice.
Yeah, no, this is actually...
He's Teddy the journo.
This is young Teddy, because then later he goes and has to move back in with his mom, Kim Cattrall. This is the prequel.
But somehow in all this, with the tomfoolery with Roger and gang and Skeeter drops his thing and accidentally takes a picture of the monster's foot.
Oh, yeah, before they're back...
The key part. They go back, their bikes are back at Skeeter's house, they follow the monster in, they flush the monster out, and it's like super friendly. Okay, so here's the other thing. Original Doug, there's no sci-fi aspect.
Oh, okay, so this is a complete... It's just like more like slice of life everyday stuff, right?
Yeah, this is just a complete fabrication of bullshit.
They gotta make it wacky!
And it didn't work. It didn't work at all. I was like, what is this fucking stupid purple Barney monster thing?
We found the Lucky Duck Lake monster.
They were trying to ease people into Figment, so this is like baby Figment.
Yeah, no shit. No shit.
And I still don't... Okay, speaking of the picture of the foot, like, why would that be proof there was a monster? Oh, it's a picture of a weird-looking webbed foot.
A purple web... Well... The people in here are weirdly colored, which is one of the better things about Doug, except for that he's lily white and everybody else is weirdly colored.
Yeah, it's very strange.
But that was always a thing with Doug. There was always weirdly colored people.
And there's some montage where he's a superhero with
Quail Man.
Is that what that is?
Yeah, it's a real thing, but they just didn't... You had to know what it was coming in, or it was completely confusing again.
I was very
terrible writing,
very confused.
Terrible direction.
I was like, who the fuck is Quail Man, and why does he wear underwear outside his pants?
Because that was Doug's thing, allegedly. But if you didn't see the TV series, you wouldn't have known.
Oh my god. And then they take the monster to the wacky, what I thought was the mayor. The dude.
Yeah, the dude, but it was actually his wife.
Like, what the fuck? I'm like, oh no, not Wacky Mayor. Wacky Mayor's husband. Like, what, okay.
The mayor's wacky husband. Woo!
She's like, oh, calm
such
down.
a well-known trope.
Yeah.
Oh, and then she does some, like, politicking of, oh, we can't do it all, and then they do the thing, and Mr. Bluffington already has all these fake journalists.
But why can't they just keep... They were all worried about where to keep Herman, and then Mr. Bluffington was trying to find him, and blah, blah, blah. Because the journalist guy, got the picture of the foot, because it fell out of Doug's jacket.
Because Doug couldn't keep his fucking mouth shut around Patty.
Oh, Patty, want to see my quail?
No, yeah, it's a little bird.
But... And I'm like, why don't you just keep the... lizard thing in the bunker you just had him in earlier?
Or just shut the fuck up, make your press conference in front of real press.
And why don't they do it in the morning? Why does it have to wait till tomorrow night?
Yeah.
Like all day.
Yeah, how about 9 a.m. tomorrow morning in front of our house and we go, boom, here's the lizard. But yeah, it doesn't work. Patty gets stood up by Doug at Swirlies, which, I'm sorry, when you were in like we'll just say 7th grade, just to make this somewhat plausible. Were you meeting somebody for ice cream across town by yourself?
Hey, Kitty. I wasn't meeting people across town because I lived in the middle of boony nowhere.
Even if you didn't?
No, probably not.
Yeah, no. And I was allowed to, and I still didn't. You know why? Nobody else would have been able to do that.
Just go meet somebody. That happens a lot in TV shows. They're like, oh, meet you at the burger place and blah, 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 blah.
It's like, well, what?
I didn't have money to go do that.
I didn't have money, but I at least had the freedom to go do that if I was so inclined. But really, if you think about it, you're going somewhere at like 7 o'clock at night on a school night in 7th grade to meet somebody. It's not happening.
Yeah, no, that's not a thing.
Yeah.
It's just, it's not. This is what I don't understand. So, what's his face? What is his name? Duncan? Roger? The guy? The guy who's supposed to be the villain or whatever?
Guy.
No. The guy with
Roger. Yeah, Roger, yeah.
So he's apparently super rich too?
Yeah, and that was I was confused because I didn't remember.
I thought he was supposed to be like a trailer park kid.
No, I don't think so. I guess Roger and BB are both multi-billionaires.
Yeah, because he convinces all these people because he's scared of the monster to build a...
Well, he's scared that Skeeter controls the monster.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. That's... Because that makes sense.
Because the nerd Skeeter can't be having power over Roger.
No. And so he convinces all these other nerds, which if he was against nerds in the first place, you think they'd be like, why the fuck would I help you? Like...
Well, because they pay him. And then, so they build a robot for him, and they shrink him to make it the right size.
Yeah, that was like a whole subplot that just had no bearing on anything else in the movie.
Well, and then they resize him, and she becomes the Julia Child robot with no explanation. We have no idea what or why that happened.
Yeah, because they're making this mom robot like take care of him, and it's
it's literally Julia Child.
Yeah, it's very strange.
It's very weird. It makes no sense.
And so then Doug's solution is, I'm going to take the monster to school and as a girl.
Yeah, Hermione now.
Yeah, not Herman Melville. Hermione. But everybody totally buys it. Definitely looks like a person.
Yeah, definitely. But with the color of everybody, the purple, scaly monster, I mean, I guess can totally fit in with all the other chicks. Just because she has like a peace sign and a blonde wig.
Oh my god, so hot. And don't forget the eyelashes. Yeah, they gotta have the eyelashes.
But the spaced apart teeth, that's totally awesome.
And the tail that would be hanging out the back.
Yeah. And Patty gets jelly as fuck. She's like, what the fuck? Doug's spending all his time with this hot chick, Hermione.
With the new girl. I'm gonna go hang out with Guy.
No, hang out with Guy and his little Canadian wiener. So for some reason they decide that they have to go return Herman to the lake.
Right. Yeah.
And Herman stops them and it hurts Doug but yeah, like this piece of wood melts and they're like, oh my god, we're so sorry, Herman.
Oh, the lake is toxic.
Yeah, this is so bad. But the evil whites come and take Herman away.
But they already knew the lake was toxic. Because that was the whole thing at the beginning with the press conference.
But they were too dumb to know that it was that toxic.
But yet Herman came out of it earlier just fine.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't make sense.
But either way, the evil white CIA, government, military, paramilitary force takes Herman away. And now Doug and Skeeter go get the donut cops. And they go and confront Mr. Bluffington. And nothing happens.
Donut 1 car.
Yeah, Donut 1.
I wonder where Donut 2 is. But yeah, literally nothing happens. And then Mr. Bluff, who is oddly drawn like Bill Clinton, decides he's going to stage a rescue.
Yeah, where he
to kill the monster.
He saves the town from the monster.
Oh, they're gonna basically slaughter this monster in front of a bunch of 7th graders. Yeah, that's really smart. Let's traumatize a bunch of kids to make myself look better. It just doesn't make any sense.
So, and at this point, Doug finally sees the blatantly obvious that they're going to kill him and they're going to do all this stuff. So they go into action with the Funky Brothers to...
Oh, yeah, they make this plan. There's a whole montage of Doug's mom being a little suspicious and feeding them cookies and all this stuff. And,
they gotta save Herman.
Right. But somehow they don't realize that Herman... Oh, because Herman's inside, like, the giant heart thing or something?
Well, they knew that they were going to do it there, but they thought that they were going to deliver Herman right at 8:30. Not that he was going to already be there. They uncover that Herman's already there inside the giant heart, so they bust him out.
Oh, because their other part of their plan was they were going to take the Robo Crusher, Roger's robot, and
dress it up as a monster,
so that all of the SWAT guys...
And that 100% works. They do that, and the SWAT guys shoot and kill the monster. Roger thanks them for killing the monster, even though it's still coming after him.
They take Herman out, and Mr. Bluff comes out, it's all blah, 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 and then BB's like, no, Daddy, blah, 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 blah.
No, they're my friends. If you have something to say to them, you gotta talk to me first.
Yeah, which I don't know. It was just excruciatingly painful.
It was really boring.
And
Herman starts speaking in front of Patty after this.
Oh,
my friends, because
he just
phone home.
Yeah, and then she believes Doug. Oh, Doug, I'm so sorry. I didn't trust you the whole time. I was just blinded by guyness.
But Herman needs to leave a love letter for Pork Chop.
Oh, yeah, that was strange.
Well, Porkchop, remember, they were playing piano, and Porkchop was teaching him to be human.
Best friends.
Or somehow a dog was teaching the monster
it's basically, to be human. Is Porkchop smart like that in the TV show, or...
Maybe not.
He's not like, what's the dog in Inspector Gadget?
No, probably about, yeah.
What's the dog's name?
I'm just trying to total blank.
Brain?
Yeah, Brain, yep.
Oh, there was some line that Patty was like, blah, 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 or I'll brain ya. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? What do you mean you'll brain him? What does that mean?
Like smash your head until
I guess.
your brains fall out?
Patty's hardcore.
What a pair of liars!
Hard score.
But yeah, then the end of the movie is them dancing on the dock and everything's happy.
Dude, and there's no dude. That must be a non-Disney thing, is the dude.
Well, it was at the beginning. Like an off version of it.
Yeah, off version for sure.
Nothing happens in this movie. Oh,
Yeah,
they help the monster get to a different lake.
Yeah, good job.
I don't know.
So, songs and music, nada.
Except for two horrible songs in the credits that were like, why?
Oh, I don't do that.
No, it was bad. They were horrible.
The characters, Doug, a lame little boy. Skeeter, slightly more interesting just because he's not into BB.
Yeah, I don't know.
This is like the most milquetoast, watered down version of kids that you can get.
Yeah, they're all kind of boring, to be honest. Like
everything was boring.
They don't really have much personality. Like BB probably has the most personality, and she was barely in the movie. Barely,
and even Guy as the villain was awful, just boring. Or even BB's dad, boring.
Yeah, it's just
villain white man.
Like Doug and Skeeter were the main characters, and they were both just and that's why, because I didn't know that this was a different like voice or different whatever. I was like, oh, this is okay.
Yeah,
whatever floats your boat.
So the cinematography also was god awful.
They really should have just kept it on TV. Like it's just, and the fact that it was originally made as a straight to video thing, which is what it should have been.
Yeah.
And they were like, oh, maybe we can make some money. They were getting all like Scrooge McDuck about it. They're like, oh, make some money.
Money? Cash? What? No.
They're like chasing the dollar bill on the sidewalk type of thing.
Quotable lines, mochi moments. I got nothing for this one.
The only thing I got is a tagline for this film, because I didn't get any actual lines, was "You'll dig Doug." That's the tagline.
Oh, no.
You'll dig Doug.
Oh no! Oh no! That is no! Come on!
You'll dig Doug.
Oh, they're trying to revive the dead corpse of Doug.
You'll dig Doug.
Yeah. And then biggest surprise or disappointment? None, because this is just hot garbage. Flaming pile. I couldn't be any. There's nothing. I'm just disappointed because it's not really Doug, but
I'm surprised, I guess, because this came out in 1999. So I am a little surprised that the TV show completely passed me by. That I didn't see a single episode of it.
Of the follow-up TV show?
No, just any of the TV show, because like I watched a lot of Nickelodeon cartoons when I was a kid, so I'm surprised that I didn't watch this.
This would have beat your Nickelodeon run, but it should have crossed into your Disney run.
Yeah, I'm just surprised that I didn't know anything about it.
I don't think that they ran it that much because it sucked. On the Nickelodeon side.
Yeah. So
it was huge on on the Disney side. It was huge on the Nickelodeon side. Dog shit on the Disney side.
It probably just died. Nobody dug Doug. They just dug him a grave.
Yeah. So, would you remake this movie, Kelly?
No. What's the point?
Yeah.
So what do we need, a live action Doug? I don't know. I mean,
I can't think of anything worse. Any final thoughts?
I think that this is not a good movie. But I also was kind of hesitant because I'm like, well, maybe I just haven't seen the TV show, so maybe like it's a lot better if you get the TV show. But it's just, the plot was horrible. The characters were not good. It was bad all around. Like, it wasn't enjoyable. It was very boring. I was very bored the entire time.
Yeah, fuck this movie. Unfortunately, we got another one in this close of a time. Fuck.
What was the last one? Beauty and the Beast?
Yeah, which was only like 2 ago. We've had a couple of bad stinkers in a row.
The budget for this movie was $5 million.
Wow.
which is like nothing.
What did they make, like $1 million?
No, 19 million cumulatively.
Wow. They made some money because everybody had watched Doug on Nickelodeon.
But that's what I mean, is that, you know, a bunch of people that had seen it.
Well, whoa, that saw Doug on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that's what I mean. So they were like, I'm going to go see the movie, you know. Are we going to rate it?
Yeah, so, yeah, if you had to rate this movie, Kelly, what would you rate it?
I mean, unfortunately I do, and I feel a little bit bad, but I just really didn't like this movie. It's not like I was, like, vehemently like, oh, this is so fucking stupid, but it kind of was. Like, I felt like I was watching a little kid show. Like, I was watching something on, like, Nick Jr. or Disney Jr. So, like, it just, you know, watching, like, Franklin or something, like, the turtle. You know that show with the turtle?
Hey, it's Franklin, coming over to play.
Not exactly.
Oh, okay. Or like Clifford or something. Like, that's what I felt like I was watching. Like, literally a show for seven-year-olds.
No, I think like 4 or 5-year-olds.
That's what, like, bad.
Dumb kids.
So, I give this movie a 12%.
That's pretty fair.
I really didn't like it. It was bad.
I give it 17%, probably because I've seen Doug before.
That even still seems high. But, you know, you do you. Whatever you feel is right for little Dougie.
For poor Doug.
Oh, God. Please help us get away from this.
So now it's time for Kelly's favorite part of the podcast. Number 38.
Wait, so 38, that is really old. That is old.
Yeah.
Did it come out in the 30s?
No, it's the movie directly before Tonka.
So that would be in the 60s or 50s. 50s. I have no idea.
So it's something from 1958 called White Wilderness.
Called what?
White Wilderness.
Are you saying right or white?
White. Also, maybe a documentary.
Oh my God, hold on. No, it's a nature documentary.
Oh, whoops.
American Canadian nature documentary.
Yep, sorry. Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, this has happened before.
I know, but...
Because some of these nature documentaries come out of nowhere. Like, 344.
So that's newer.
Let's see where we're... It's like the most anticlimactic end to a podcast that we've had in a long time.
It's fine. We'll okay, so 344.
Oh my God.
Oh my God, what could it be? So...
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Oh, wait. Is that actually an oh my God?
Oh my God.
Wait. Is that an oh my God, like you're excited?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Oh God.
Well, actually, kind of. Maybe. This could go either way.
Is it a sequel to something?
Not exactly, but kind of.
What is it?
It's number 344 from 2011. The Muppets. Just The Muppets.
Oh, okay. I know who's in this.
I can get on board with this because I do like The Muppets, but I don't know what this is.
Oh, do you know who's in it? I remember this when this came out. So.
No, I have no idea.
Oh, okay. I won't tell you.
Okay.
But
yeah, so the next movie, The Muppets.
From what year's the year?
2011.
2011. Okay. Because I remember when this came out and I didn't see it because I obviously don't really have
Muppet Babies.
A background with Muppets. So I was like, okay, whatever. But
cool.
We'll go see. We'll go to the theater of our living room and see the Muppets.
Yeah. If you'd like to send us an email at thedisneymovies@gmail.com.
Like, subscribe, share. If you could do that, we'd really appreciate you. Leave us a good old review if you enjoyed this production.
5 stars. 5 stars.
I'm sorry. It's hard. It was hard to talk about this movie. It was really boring and like not. It
was just bad.
It was just bad, but not even like in a funny bad way. So I apologize for that. But tune in.
I don't, but still.
Tune in next week for The Muppets.
The Muppets, which is sure to be better. But in the meantime, this has been At the Disney Movies of the Hearts.
I'm Kelly.
I'm David.
Bye!
Luna. You batting Lily's butt.
Did she bat her?
Yeah. You.
It's not very nice.
Poor Luke. Poor Lily. Come on, puppies. He says, Daddy, I really need some help. You just can't be licking, bud.
It's like telling water not to be wet, David. He can't help himself.
Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Are you good?
I'm just waiting for you. I thought you were done. You said you didn't know what to say.
No, I know. I think I figured it out. But then I was just waiting for you. You were scratching the dog, and I was like, okay, this will go on for a minute. Then I was like, wait a minute. It's
you have to vocalize that you're done.
Right. That's why I just said, oh, are you ready? Because I didn't know how much scratching was supposed to happen.
No, I would have just kept going until you said you were ready.
I didn't want to interrupt your special time.
Oh, poor Luke. His special time. A little scratching.
I got that's my movie critic cough.
All right, so you're martini sip. Yeah, get some dim sum. All right,